So, question, how easy is it to use Watson? I mean, really, how easy is it to access this set of RESTful APIs that sit up in the IBM cloud? The goal of the session here today is to convince you that it is dead bang simple to add cognitive capabilities from Watson into your Salesforce app. That easy. And all of the services that live in the IBM cloud under Watson are available in a free trial format. So if you're a developer in a garage or at a small company or even an enterprise, you can build an application, test it out, run up even a pilot possibly. And that's exactly what Rollio has done. And so without further ado, I want to introduce Jake Soffer, the CEO of Rollio, who has integrated Watson into their Salesforce app. Jake?
Thanks, Slade. Hi, everybody. Just going to show you a little bit about what we've done and also some exciting things we're doing with Watson. So first, a little bit about us. All of our founders, a lot of our employees and team members, we all come from Salesforce using companies and all came from a culture where if it wasn't in Salesforce, it doesn't exist or it never happened. Whether it's sales, service, support, marketing, etc. related, we make our decisions based off data. No guesses, no assumptions, which is why we built Rollio, the artificial intelligent assistant for Salesforce. And why partners tend to come to us typically fall into one of three reasons. The first being productivity, where teams really want to moneyball their sales or service team. So if we enable them to speak to Salesforce like a person, we can hand back hundreds of hours worth of customer-facing time to their sales and service reps. The next being adoption. It's fair to say a more complex CRM is less often used, and a simpler one is more often used. And the last reason partners tend to come to us is for data compliance or data accountability. So if we make Salesforce faster to use, and if we make it simpler to use, we're going to get better data and more data. So essentially, we built this amazing AI engine that can analyze and look at the text between our bot, our assistant, and our users. Chop it up, find out what's meaningful, and place it in the appropriate fields in Salesforce. We also found that one of the most common used channels to get that text was voice. So we didn't want to reinvent the wheel. We used the voice-to-text, the speech-to-text dictation tool that was already in these. But we ran into a few issues. One was the verbiage. It's out of the box, so you get what's in the box. Next was security. Anytime you use the voice-to-text dictation tool that's in your phone, that voice data goes to Apple, goes to Google, whoever your phone provider is, and they use it to train and improve their models. Last was sound and speech, whether it's accents, acoustics, background noise, whatever it is, that was out of our control, but we were constantly getting support tickets about it. So fortunately, we found and partnered with Watson. So now we really have not a tool, but a solution that doesn't just listen and dictate from voice to text, but it understands. Whether it's acronyms, abbreviations, and this is all real easy to set up and make domain specific for each of our customers and partners. Next was security. Literally, with the flip of a light switch, we could opt out of data sharing to keep all those voice data translations, whether it's PII data or just someone's favorite color. Keep that private. Last was sound and speech, all the way down to the user level to little voice nuances and specific accents, all trainable easily with Watson's speech-to-text dictation tool. So now we're going to do a little demo and show you exactly what we did with it. So I'm going to go ahead and mirror my actual phone screen, and we'll bring up a Rollio demo app. And this is what it looks like, just as if you're SMSing your best friend. We'll go ahead and create a new opportunity. So we'll say, new opportunity for IBM. They need 450 enterprise licenses, and this is for $45,000. We'll go ahead and send that. You'll notice it got about 95% right. No matter what, we can still get the ambiguities and the little nuances correct. And Rollio is intelligent enough to pick up that we missed a required field or broke a validation rule, and no big red error messages stopping our users from entering data. We just prompt them like a human being. So we'll go ahead and tell Rollio, close date is August 10th. Go ahead and send that. Great, Jake. This is how I'm going to save that into Salesforce. Does that look correct? Yes. Oops. Yes. Oops. We'll go ahead and type it out. And this is what we would naturally end up with. An opportunity, something that would normally take 10, 15, 20 minutes, run some validation rules, required field error messages, and maybe not do it at all in as little as 5 or 6 seconds. We've also realized maintaining and updating records is just as important, so it has to be just as seamless. So we'll go ahead and tell Rollio, change the close date for IBM to the end of October, and I need to send a proposal by October 5th. Oops. We'll go ahead and type it out. A little background noise right here. End of October. And I need to send a proposal by October 5th. So we'll go ahead and send that. And Rollio will confirm, hey, you have multiple accounts named IBM or similarly spelled. Which one is it? We can tap one of the suggested responses. Great, Jake. I'm going to confirm this is how you want to update your opportunity. Yes. But I've also intelligently identified a future action, what we call intelligent task suggestions. You also mentioned I need to send a proposal by October 5th, something I might have forgotten to include in Salesforce. Do you want me to add that as a task? Yes, go ahead and do it. And our opportunity is not only updated, but without even thinking of doing it, we've created a task in Salesforce as well. One of the more important and last battles that we'll show that we've been fighting is we've realized making Salesforce simple enough to use and fast enough is huge. But getting our users to just actually do it is important and just as difficult as well. So how do we get reps to remember? Well, now we can actually engage with them. So I could be walking out of a meeting, getting out of an important phone call, whatever it may be. In our platform, you can easily design these triggers to reach out to your reps and engage them and say, hey, Jake, I see you just got out of your meeting with Susan Franklin, the VP of Sales from IBM. It looks like you need to update the stage. What might it be? If I'm on the go and I quickly just want to say it, proposal. Send, and that quickly, and without forgetting it, that stage has been updated in Salesforce. So lastly, I just want to talk a little bit about where else we're going with Watson, and also on our personal roadmap. You saw that I was speaking to our tool, our virtual assistant. We really want to make a true two-way conversation, so we're going to take and leverage Watson's text-to-speech tool as well, a simple SDK, which will now allow Rollio to speak back to users, a real hands-free experience. Next will be sentiment and tone analysis, because it's very easy to look at 2 leads, 2 cases, 2 opportunities, but we all know all too often they may look the same, similar probability, but they're very different. So now we can actually quantify and capture the user's tone, emotion, and everything else that's going into that data input. And the real icing on the cake with working with Watson was this all took us about 5 or 6 lines of code and 1.5 days to install, rather than try to build it on our own and spend a year doing that, or stick with the similar issues that we couldn't solve with the closed box solutions that are already embedded into our users' mobile devices. Thanks. That's it. Again, I'm Jake from Rollio. If you have any questions, happy to answer. We'll also be at the IBM booth over in the back. I can share a little bit about our tool and also what it's like to actually install these SDKs and APIs.
Thanks, Jake.